You can't drive forward if you're staring at the rear view. I mean, you can, but like you'll probably crash. So I wanted to make a video today about looking forward, never backwards, because I found myself constantly looking back at my life in New York while I'm in LA, and I'm like, girl, like, that's dead. Let's move forward, right? We honor that time, but we're gonna move forward. I never wanted to be the person that's always talking about the past. Like, remember when we did this? Remember when we did that? I never wanted to be that person because I feel like there's so much ahead of us than to stay stuck about talking about things that we've done while you're still trying to like evolve and do things. Feels counterproductive. So, like I said, I admitted I was looking so hard at my New York life. Like, oh my God, and I went to this place and I was doing this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hold on. There's a whole new world, a whole new county with plenty of opportunities. Let me just focus on that. So why do we do this? It's human nature, right? We are very comfortable with whatever feels familiar. Even though sometimes the past can be painful, it's also predictable. So you're never gonna like take that jump or that leap if you're like really holding on to your past. You're not gonna make space for what's new in your life if you're constantly looking back, right? It's the same thing about driving. Like imagine, I don't know, I'm not a football player, but I would imagine you have the ball and you're stuck looking behind you while you're running. You're not going to see that somebody's about to come and tackle you, right? I'm assuming. Tell me if I'm right, my sports girlies. I'm never going to be that girl that pretends to know sports. I know basic stuff. I'm not like an idiot. And then that good old nostalgia sets in, right? Where we start remembering more of the good than the bad, right? And we're like, oh, maybe we could, that's when the what ifs actually creep in. Another reason why we get stuck in the past is because of the fear of the unknown, right? Nothing good comes from playing it safe. Moving forward requires change, it requires risk, it requires big cojones, right? Male or female cojones. And I also think that looking back blocks your blessings, right? If you're too focused on your past, while your future is trying to court you, trying to, take you out and make you feel special, how would you ever like see that? You're gonna be blinded by the past. Plus the emotional baggage, right? Erykah Badu always says pack light. You gotta let some things go in order to make space, make room for the new. And think about it this way, like when you're cleaning out your closet and you're going through clothes that like maybe you haven't worn, it doesn't fit well, or it's just like it's too trendy that it's just not timeless and you get rid of it, right? That way, when you do go out and you go shopping, you know what you have space for, what you actually need. So it's kind of like that. So treat, your blessings like your closet. Also, when you're looking back at the past, sometimes that self-doubt and hesitation starts to trickle in, right? You start to think like, I don't know. You start second guessing yourself. You're not as confident about moving forward. And Lord have mercy, it takes a lot of confidence to say, you know what? I don't like this part of my life, so I'm going to change it, right? It takes a lot of cojones to do that, and it's respectable. Plus, intuition is your superpower. Like if you feel it in your gut that it's time for a change, a radical change, a small change, a big change, whatever. If you feel it in your gut that it's time for change, listen to it because your intuition is your superpower, okay? Especially for my ladies. But if the men are listening too, trust your gut. And really quickly, I wanted to like share about how I was going back and forth between LA and New York. Like I came out here and I told myself, because I saw a bunch of videos and I was like, do not be the girl or the person that's out here just comparing like, well, New York, da, 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 da. Like, of course, New York is home. New York is that girl. But there's always going to be something that I miss about home because it's not the same city. I wouldn't even put them in the same, it's apples to oranges. They're different cities and they are beautiful in their own way for different reasons. New York is home, so it feels familiar, it feels cozy, and I felt like I was, coasting in comfort, if you will. Like, just like, all right, yeah, I guess I can do that, whatever. But I feel like being out here in LA, new city, I don't really know too many people, but I'm making friends. But you're forced to kind of put yourself out there and make new opportunities and network and build your tribe that way. So that's what I like about doing that. And I always recommend, if you can, move out of your hometown. Get her out. Get her out. Even if it's for a couple of years. You can always go back. I mean, it might not be the same, but just get out and see what else is out there, Who knows? Maybe the next stop will be Italy or Thailand or, I don't know, Texas. I don't know. That's a crazy, crazy trajectory, right? I'm learning especially out here, to just let go of what was, like to shed that. Like this New York life is no longer a thing. Okay? So if it means slowing down and not walking like 30 miles per hour on a sidewalk, then sure, I'm with it. If it means that we're waking up or easing into the day instead of like jam packing it with stuff because the city never sleeps and now here everything wakes up at 10, then so be it. When you say things like, oh, we're focusing on the future, not the past, I think you have to hold space for gratitude for the past, of like whatever it taught you, all the lessons, everything, every experience that you've been through, all the people that you've met, this, that, and third. I'm not saying throw away your old life. No, no, no. But use that as a stepping stone. You have to know who you were to become who you truly are. That's how I see it. So just use the stepping stones as foundation, but don't look down too much. You know, like that lady, that meme that she has the backpack and she has the heels on and she's stepping, you know, every year she's stepping over something. It's like that. You never see her looking backwards, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you never see her looking backwards. So let's be like the meme. I think too, what's a good reminder or really helpful, I would say for me, for focusing on what's ahead, of creating a vision board. And it's really cool to create a vision board. I have mine as my lock screen, but it's really cool to create a vision board and see some of these things come to life. And you're like, oh my God, thank you, God. Like, oh, this is amazing. This is one thing I took from my New York life, of pretty much writing down my monthly goals and quantifying it. Like, instead of saying, oh, I want to grow my, TikTok following, I'm like, no, I want to have this number by this month, and watch how things just blossom, So yeah, it's really exciting. Manifest, manifest, manifest. And just a reminder too, like I think there was a morning that you have to do sometimes that I was just kind of processing, like, oh my God, my life in New York is over. Like I was thinking, I haven't been back since, but I'm like, I don't even know what I would do when I get back, because I'm like, all right, I gotta get a hotel, figure out what to do. Who am I gonna say hi to? Should we just throw a party and say, meet me at a bar? I don't know. But, mourning that old life. I might miss home, but this is where I'm at right now, and this is what we gotta do. We gotta get it moving and shake it. So if you can relate to that, let me know, because I know leaving your hometown is never easy, but it's worth it in the end. I still feel like I haven't even tapped into everything that I would like to do out here. So I'm like, ooh, the unknown is so exciting. So exciting. On that note, let's wrap. Your past, of course, has shaped you. It made you who you are. It gave you that grit, that little chip off your shoulder, all of that. But your future is waiting for you to arrive. Okay? So don't block your blessings. Like, keep looking back. Okay? Forward. Because everything that you need is ahead of you anyways. It's not behind. So yeah, I say that with love. Thank you so much for watching and getting to this point. Love you all. This has been a safe place to talk dangerously, darling, about life in your 30s, wellness, and film. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. Hopefully I did, but I can't remember with all of the hiccups we had recording. But anyways, love you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.